All right, so welcome back again to my channel, and still we are going to talk about the linguistics and gender and society. Now we are still focusing on the verbal communication expresses cultural views of gender. Okay, so we are already on the fifth part, which is language evaluates gender. Yes. Okay, now, so no worries because for you not to detract or confused about the of how chronologically was the lesson is, I'm going to really put the links on the description below so that you can keep track of which part, or you have an easier access to see the other lessons as well. All right, so we're going to focus now on language evaluates gender. Okay, so from the word or from the sentence itself, language evaluates gender. Like, do language really evaluate the gender? Or does the gender evaluates language? Which is which? Or what do you think is, or how heavy do you think is language enough that it evaluates gender at all? It changes the view of a gender. So comment in the comment section if you have your opinions. Okay, now language reflects cultural views and is powerful influence or perception. That's true. That's what we've talked about on our previous lessons. Despite our progress in reducing sexism, our language continues to devalue females and femininity by trivializing, depreciating, depreciating and diminishing women and anything associated with femininity. Okay, so that's true. That's really true. Women are often described in trivializing terms. Numerous terms label women as immature or juvenile, baby doll, girly, little darling, or equate them with food, dish, feast for the eyes, good enough to eat, sugar, sweet thing, cookie, cupcake, hot tomato, and animals, catty, chick, pig, dog, cow, and bitch. Now, this is something that you might really hear from some Hollywood movies, okay? Or if you've encountered some foreigners here, they call you sweetie, they call you darling, okay? For people, it's really normal for the US, but if you're really going to dissect it, that's primitive approach in language as a form of sexism for gender, especially for women. And this is not just for women, but also for LGBT as well. In LGBT, what? There are animal callings like faggot. Okay. There are animal callings like that, and other terms such as shit, or let's just say lady boy. Okay, and so on and so forth. All right. Okay, so this is something that is really, really happening, and I couldn't agree more with these terms. This is really true. It's really happening. Chicks, yes, that's all right. That's also a term that we also hear. Chicks mana bay or nana siya, something like that. Okay, so now this is something that really evaluates the respect, or the it also evaluates the norm technically, because this sounds like a norm and it shouldn't be a norm at the first place. Diminutive suffixes designate women as reduced forms of the standard. Form the word suffragette, okay, like with the ETTE, majorette. Okay, the ETTE suffixes also gives an impact that it's little, that it's minority, it's marginal. Okay, calling women girls, a term that technically refers to a female who has not gone through puberty, defines them as children, not adults. Okay, women who are sexually active may be called derogatory names such as slut or worst, whereas men who are equally sexually active are described with compliment language such as stud. So you can see here that for women, the bitch term, the slut, the whore are really the derogatory names that we call for women who are sexually active. Okay, and for men, it's stud, it's manly, it shows manliness, it's very masculine. Okay, so you can really see there the difference. It evaluates already the gender, like how respectful it is, how strong a gender is from one another gender, which should not be the case. Okay, it already shows inequality there by the terms itself, by the language used on that part. Okay, it shows that men are really more powerful than women, even in language. That's what this terms is, trying to implicate for women. Um, for the LGBT, same as well. Okay, there are terms that are being used for LGBT. Okay, like half man, half woman. You know, so I forgot the other terms, but there's a lot of term that also is like this for the LGBT. For men, you just don't know, but calling men strong is not really compliment at all. It's not compliment basically. Okay, it's a compliment, yes, but it depends on the context. Like, men should not cry because they're strong. Men should not show weakness because they are men. Men should not do household because men are men. So if you tend to rape someone, then it's still men are men. Men are men. So that is also a derogative terms. It may sound not like that, but it describes something else. You have to read between the lines. Okay, so something like that. Okay, now for this one, you encounter these things. Of course, you as my students already encountered this one: the catcalling for women, the men who are deprived of showing their emotions because they are men who are justified to do rape because they are men are men, something like that. And for the LGBT who are between, as per the others who are between, the two worlds, because men and women being called like the Satan's work, because LGBT, as per some norms, are going to hell eventually because God did not make any LGBT community whatsoever. Well, it's all up to you if you're going to agree with that or disagree. It's really all up to you. Now, this is something that we have to really, um, you know, reprimand. That's why you, as my students, if ever you felt like you're being harassed linguistically, that is still harassment. It creates a very big impact to your emotions, even in your day, even on how you see yourself, even in your self-esteem, even in your gender identity, and even you as someone who is existing in this world. Language may not hurt you physically, but the language itself can hurt you emotionally and psychologically, and eventually can hurt you physically. Okay, so what do you think should we do if people like this call us, or if you felt like you are linguistically discriminated? Comment in the comment section below. Okay, so this is not something that may really have a big deal, but it is big deal. It is still a form of discrimination, but linguistically. All right, okay, so everyone, thank you again so much for watching my video, and please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, and of course the please like the video, and of course the bell button for more notifications. Bye and have a great day.